Hello everyone, Jack Newton here, also known as Dracula729 here on YouTube. The Harry Potter films. Ever since it premiered in 2001, the series has truly found a fan base and has been beloved and criticized and profounded through all the way through the series until it finally ended in 2011. Now, the series ranged all around from decent to great. And there's nothing officially said wrong or anything like that in the films. But I'm here to tell you, no film is without flaw. And it's more important to talk about the flaws of the flaws of the films because if anything that actually may in the end help them become more stronger. And now, what I want to say here is that I'm also not a huge Harry Potter fan. So if anything, I'm sorry, but I'm just not a huge Harry Potter fan. Even though I admit I really like these movies and I do watch them quite a bit. But I don't consider them like a top 50 of all time. I should maybe top 50, whatever. But the series have ranged from up and down. You know, have some great to bad moments in them, whatever. But whatever. You read the title above. Either way, you know what the video is about, and you know what it is. It's my personal top 8 of the Harry Potter films, from my least favorite 8 to my favorite number 1. So, let's just get right into it. I have a list, I have the DVDs here, and let's go back into the world of Hogwarts, the School of Hogwarts, whatever. Of my personal top 8 favorite of the least favorite to favorite of the Harry Potter franchise. Number 8. Deathly Hallows Part 1. To me, this is the weakest, in my personal opinion, the weakest of all the Harry Potter films. It's what I really don't like about this film. Is that I think it's very, very prolonging. It feels like, there's something to do with anything. Right, let's just push it a lot further along. We'll discuss it later. And it's like a total cop out. The film suffers from multiple dullness, simplistically and logically. It's not that good. And throughout it, I thought it was just very, very bland, mediocre, and all around forgettable. I'm sorry. That's something I don't like. All the other Harry Potter films, I remember something from each of the Harry Potter films. This one, I'm sorry, I don't remember a thing. Well, maybe Harry and her, except these two kissing. That's still memorable, but I'm sorry. This is just my absolute least favorite movies. Number 7. Half-Blood Prince. Half-Blood Prince has some pretty good suspense in it, and a great deal of tension and disbelief put up into it, and really has some good expectations to it, but what I don't like about it is that it goes a bit too grim in parts, and it can get a bit too lost in its atmosphere. Therefore, along this one, a lot of the color palettes in this film is brown and gray and black, and it's not aesthetically pleasable in my eyes. I know they're getting a lot more dull, a lot more gritty, but they can be a bit more colorful. I mean, they can be more radiant with their color palettes. And I think this film really is kind of like a big vague type of sense. Like it seems to be kind of forgettable, but there's plenty of good scenes in it. Like, I thought the cave or something like that Harry and Dumbledore going to was quite cool, and I like that. It's in like very, very, like how I said before, there's a lot of good suspense in it. And my favorite scene is very sad scene is that when Dumbledore dies, it's a very, very sad and very, very genuine scene. And overall, like here it says in the back, it says, "Better than ever, a triumph of visual wonder and emotional storytelling. Peter Treasure's Rolling Stone." That's actually really, really beautiful, really sad. And although, even though I think it does have some flaws with the film here and there, I still think it's decent. Number 6, The Order of the Phoenix. To me, this is like the most um, the most tension of all the Harry Potter is at the start. There's a lot of, like how I said in the last one, there's a lot of suspense, a lot of tension, a lot of building up in a sense of it for the film, because I think there's a lot of moments where it really has a lot of great atmosphere, and it really helps you settle in and really makes you feel like you're part of the film. That's great. I think it's really good. But my flaws with the film is that I think there's a lot of um, I think there's a lot of color. Like I said, there's a lot of moments where I don't think of much of diversity. Like this is a kind of like the most, to me it felt like the most recycled all along. The first 40 minutes is just like right out of the third. Um, the second part of this film is just like right out of the fifth. Like, oh fuck, this is the fifth, and I thought the ending was just like the last. And so of all the Harry Potter films, this one to me just felt like the most formulaic parts, and that's a bit of a fault for me. Number 5, the Philosopher's Stone. This is to me the most heartwarming and most genuine of the all Harry Potter films. Well, it makes sense because this is the most, I hate to say it, child friendly of all the Harry Potter films. Like there's so much innocence played to it, and I don't think it's really good. But my problem with this film is that I thought shit, I think at one point where I didn't like this one, but I do really like it. It's very, very genuine. It's very, very sweet and kind and gentle to it. But for the Harry Potter films, I think it could have started on a bit more of a steadier, a bit more of a focused note. Like I thought the transition from Harry Potter from not knowing he was a wizard to becoming a wizard was a bit too glanced over. It could have been explored a little bit more. And I thought the ending was just pretty lame. But aside from that, I thought it had great drama, great action. It has some pretty genuine, some actual good suspense in it. And I thought overall it's pretty good. Number 4, Chamber of Secrets. This one is, to me, the most, how do you say it? I'd say Chamber of Secrets for me was like the first of the Harry Potter films. Well, it is the first to have the real threat of endangerment and a real threat of shock and awe to it. Like, this is like, the first one was just basically build up. This one's like, we're building up, here it is. And there's like a lot of shock and a lot of moments. The problems I have with this film, though, is that it can get a bit too, I hate to say it, overly dramatic, and it's too pretty over the top, and it's too obscure, I'd say, at times. And it felt so weird at times for that, to me. But aside from that, I thought it was a pretty good movie overall of the Harry Potter films. Alright. Got the first 5 down, and here are my top 3, and from the list you probably can tell what they are. Number 3, the Goblet of Fire. This is, to me, this is the most memorable of all the Harry Potter films. And I love that term. This is the most memorable of all the Harry Potter films. I remember so much from this one. I don't remember so much from the last one because, whatever. The reason why I like this one a lot is because, like I said before, it's very, very memorable. Even though there's some moments in some where it's like the color palettes or the color schemes in it could have been a bit more diverse. This one does suffer from that too. And but the reason why I like this one so much is because I felt like Harry Potter meets Olympics. Like this is like a Harry Potter meets summer camp. There's a lot of not this super formulaic parts, like you go into school, hear the whispers here and there, and then you see in the final climax of the film, and then it recedes to the end. Now this film to me seemed like the most. It's like Harry Potter, like I said before, it meets Gladiator or something. There's a lot of great action. There's a lot of great action to it. And I thought it was just a very well made in its very own sense. Because a lot of people say this is, I hear a lot of Harry Potter fans say this is the weakest. To me, this is one of the strongest. There's a great system of atmosphere. It felt definitely the most atmospheric because there's some shots that are just gorgeous in this film that I really do like a lot. And to me, I think it's just fun, memorable, and even though it has a great balance of some fun and for it too. About my own decision, this one was my number two. Is that it felt like the most realistic. Like this is like high school in a sense, and I really did like that. Like there's a lot of people talking behind your back. There's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of um, there's a lot of fuck, forget it. There's a lot of great drama. There's a lot of great build up and a lot of great gossip. Gossip. That's a great term for it. This is the most gossipy of all of them because there's so much people talking about the hair parts back. Like, how could they enter it? And I thought it's just delicious to eat it up, and I liked it a lot. Definitely, it's my number 3 of the movies. Number 2, Prisoner of Azkaban. This is it's probably like how I said it's the fourth with Goblet of Fire. Is that this with Goblet of Fire is their two most memorable. What I really like about this film is that there's this great sense of young, good feel, nice lightheartedness to it. You know, just like with Philosopher Stone, there's a lot of lighthearted scenes with this one. But I love how it balances it out with a lot of great and dark and very, very futile type of moments of the film where I felt like, wow, like this is very good and it's very, very genuine. The good, the light and the dark of this film really has a great balance, and I think the director Alfonso Cuarón, who also directed Azkaban, the man who directed this movie also directed this. Yes, if you did not know that, Alfonso Cuarón also directed these two movies. He is great. He's a great director who can really build in a sense of atmosphere. And for me, what I really love about this movie is that this one performance, Sirius Black, Gary Oldman played him great. He was so freaking good in this movie. I thought he had a lot of shocking and very lot of genuine moments in the film where I thought, like, oh my god, like, this is really raising the bar and it's really going dark. And I mean, the film in the end, it does go a bit too dark. And I thought the only flaw I had with the film is that near the end, I thought it was a bit, by the end, I thought it was a bit too going too dark. And in the ending note, the film felt way too odd. It was like the weirdest ending. It's not the worst ending, it's just the weirdest ending. That's my only flaw with flaws with this one. And that's what I'm going to say below. And if you have not paused the video or left the video now, you now know what is my favorite of all the Harry Potter films, and that is the last. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. This is my favorite. To me, this is like the big one. Like this is like when all the shit is gonna be done with, like all the big action, the big sets, all the great effects. I love how like how I said with the fifth and sixth is that the color palettes have been very, very mixed. It seemed really too dark. This one was dark, but there's some moments where it really had great contrast with a lot of beautiful cinematography, which really helped it balance out. And I thought that the characters were just maturing so much, and they took on so much more responsibilities, and they took much more big risks, and the action is incredible. It felt like Return of the King to me. Like this action to me really felt like Return of the King. And like, wow, there's actually lots of similarities with this film and Return of the King. And I love the ending. I thought it was very, very beautiful and felt very, very heartwarming. And through all that, I thought it felt very, very, very beautiful. And even though, like I said before, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but even in this film, I had to held back a couple of tears because the series was ending. I'm like, gosh, like I did not genuinely see these movies. I didn't see all of them in theater. I saw pretty much Prisoner of Azkaban and all the others afterwards in theater. I didn't see um the first two movies in theater, but I saw all the other three. I did. But I thought this one to me was definitely the most memorable, the most epic, the most contractionized, and above all, it just felt like the film that took a lot more bigger risks, and I thought it had a beautiful ending. And overall, I just really liked it. And what can I say? It's just my favorite of all the Harry Potter films. And everyone, that's just what I gotta say about this list. I do really like Harry Potter. It's been a good portion of my life. Even though I will admit it's not my favorite film series, I do really like them. I do think they are all good movies. There's nothing generally said wrong or bad about the films, but they just range from personal preference. And to me, that's what the films are. They're personal preference. Any film is. And you know what? In the end, that's the pure magic of Harry Potter. It appeals to everyone. Either they like the movies or not. We all have a good memory from watching them. And overall, everyone, thank you for watching the list. I'm Dark Lord 729, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.